Frank Ocean is one of the most talented and boundary-pushing artists of this generation. With the near-perfect album discography, I wanted to find out what makes Frank Ocean sound so unique, and what every producer can learn from Frank Ocean. Let's first take a look at what many consider to be his greatest song, Pyramids from Channel Orange. The producer of many of Frank's tracks, Malay, stated that he used the Juno 106 and choir from the M-Tron to build the melody foundation, so I did the same. Next, I introduced the reverse drums and the live bass, processed in the same way Malay does. Next, for the dance section, I used the exact preset alongside a bass and eventually harp and string. Next, we add the 4 on the floor drums alongside this grooving bass. This then transitions back into the reverse drums and the live bass. Eventually, before the second section of the song, one final euphoric hook is played with the main melody chopped up and this new bass sound. Part B opens with this synth pad from the OBX, followed by a sub bass and an harp. In the hook, these are joined by these simple trap drums with reverb and this lead. These patterns are then just repeated throughout the track. Check out my Patreon for this remake and all remakes from previous videos. Frank's music seems to have a ton of features in common with each other, so this allowed me to build my own track. I opened the track with this Wurlitzer, something we know Frank Ocean owns, and added this tape hiss and cassette sound effects to make it sound live. This is followed by these filtered out drums. Which lead to the drop in the track with heavy inspiration from the snippet from his Instagram. This Juno pad bass and texture form a hook. In the verse, I changed up the bass and added these glitchy textures. Arcade was perfect for finding and adding these textures. Today's video is sponsored by Output, and I'm going to be showing you the Arcade plugin and how best to use it in a beat of this style. So you can see I mainly used it for like background textures, glitchy textures, which is so vital for tracks like this. I was allowed to lock the key, which then allowed me to find the perfect chops for the beat, and all these built-in effects just allowed it to blend in so well together. It is perfect for adding unique sounds to your tracks, and you can build whole beats from these sounds. Now, I particularly like these vintage synth lines. Using the link in the description, you can get a 1-month free trial and 50% off your first month. I'll have the link in the description. Thank you again to Output for sponsoring, and let's get back into it. And these melodies are complemented with these simple trap drums with reverb. With the theme of evolution in the tracks in mind, I added these pianos for the pre-hook section, alongside yet another background texture and a signature guitar. For the second hook, I added a simple hi-hat to keep the beat interesting, and yet again more glitchy sounds. which then drops into part B. I added this organ similar to Nike's, alongside this live acoustic guitar and a bass guitar, with yet again another texture in the background. I then introduced the verse drums and yet again more glitchy sound effects. This eventually then leads to the outro. I added these emotional strings alongside the piano and yet another texture sound effect. I then recorded out the part B section, added tons of effects, reversed it, and introduced it in the outro of the track. This really helps the track evolve like a Frank Ocean beat would. One of Frank's most frequent collaborators is Tyler the Creator, and to find out how Tyler the Creator makes beats, check out this video.
She's working at the pyramid tonight. Working at the pyramid. Yeah, yeah.